Hi, hi! My name is Rosetta, and this is my review of Mordheim, City of the Damned for the Xbox One. Now, this review is in partnership with BigBossBattle.com, who've kindly given me the code from developer Rogue Factor. So what is Mordheim? Well, Mordheim is a tactical turn-based game that's been set on Warhammer's tabletop series. Think of this more like a Valkyria Chronicles style third-person movement game rather than your kind of grid-based movement, something similar to like XCOM. The game comes with 4 factions, which have their own strengths and weaknesses, and they also come with faction-specific story missions for you to complete. Now, there are 2 other factions currently out, but that's DLC. Each of these missions are procedurally generated, so what you may find you get, someone else may not. And also there is a skirmish mode, which allows you to play against AI or against human players online. So what's the premise for Mordheim? Well, Mordheim was a place of the decadent and wealthy. However, this got hit by a comet that's pretty much devastated most of the city. Now, when this comet hit the ground, it deposited chunks of weird stone around the city, which has basically created like a mini gold rush around this potent chaos material. Well, you are a leader of a warband, kind of like a gaggle of heroes, archers, pistoliers and bruisers that are basically looking to extract as much of this wardstone as possible from the streets. And this leads me on to the gameplay. Now, please note this was originally a PC that's been ported over to the consoles, and there's a lot of information on screen that can be quite daunting for new players or beginners of the genre. So I would wholly recommend you play through the tutorials before you even start the game, and in some cases try to skirmish, because that doesn't actually hurt your stats. And once you've done that, it's time to choose a faction that you like the look of. From there, you go in and hire different characters. These, as you said, range from bruisers, pistoliers, or heroes and archers. Now, these characters can be customized to your content. There's so much customized options here. It's really, really beautiful to see. Anything from the actual clothing, the color they wear, to the different weapons, everything. And even to the actual name themselves and the actual background and history of the characters, so you can actually feel and get close to these characters on an individual level. And once that is done, it's time to jump into a story-based mission to get all those lovely weird stones. Now, the game is turn-based, and you play from a third-person point of view. You move each character in turn with your left analog stick until they kind of reach their maximum movement range. Now, whilst doing this, you can take a limited number of actions. This can be from jumping down or climbing up to a higher level, shooting, reloading your bow, casting a spell, or hell, even taking a mighty swing with your axe. Now, there are 2 kind of Overwatch styles, and this is one for archers and one for your melee characters. There's also a dodge and parry, which gives you kind of like a better chance of warding off incoming attacks. Once you've exhausted all your options, you end your turn, and the game switches to the next character. This is actually a really solid system, and it really works well on the console. And what I do like is Mordheim doesn't punish you if you go in the wrong direction. You can actually retrace your steps, so undo certain actions if you want to. However, I would be a little wary when it comes to climbing up and down walls, because you can't actually do that. Also, there is a little bit of a problem when it comes to streets or corridors or stairs. Your character can actually, if they stop there, block an alley or stairwell, preventing anyone else from getting past, which can cause a bottleneck to individual characters. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sanity, what's the difference between this and any other turn-based RPG? Well, 2 words: war wounds. Now, what is that, you say to me? Well, basically, your characters can pick up injuries throughout the campaigns and story missions. These can be from minor to severe. They can move anything from losing an eye or an actual limb, and this continues as you progress up to the point where they basically just die. Once they're dead, that's it, they're gone. And this gives much more realism to the characters than any cutscene would do. Another thing about Mordheim is that it is very challenging, and I don't use that term lightly. There will be times, well, literally the first couple of times you play this, you will be absolutely swearing at it due to the random number generator. Sometimes you just won't understand why someone has dodged such a, when you've got such a high percentage of attacking. I will say about this though, keep with it and actually learn the in-depth movements and tactical things about this game. You will not regret it. Once you start to really get about the second or third match in, start to pick up how to look at things, it becomes much more of a fun and pleasant experience. One thing I would say about this is don't be afraid to fall back. This has saved me numerous times when I've my warband. If you're getting too bogged down, pull them back, regroup, and attack again. This saved me more times than I can imagine, and it's one of those things that made it fun. I knew that for some reason I couldn't get past this guy's dodge, so I pulled back with a few other guys, got another guy to outflank him, and went in for the kill, and it worked. One of the bad things about this game, though, is sometimes the AI's movement. You can face a tedious wait with nothing going on the screen whilst the enemy AI kind of decides what it's going to do. We don't have that issue, of course, when you're playing against another player, but during the AI, sometimes it can break from the immersion. Also, Mordheim has what I would class as one of the longest loading times, and I don't know if this is because it builds the procedurally generated levels, but it can feel a little bit longer than I would like, and I'd hope that devs might put in a patch to try and reduce that time down. And this leads me on to the graphics. Now, the graphics for Mordheim are really, really beautiful. They've done a brilliant job at transporting you into the Warhammer world. The actual character modelling is a little bit blocky when you zoom in really close, but if you zoom out about midway or outwards towards when you're playing the matches, it's perfect. They're beautiful. It does, they've done their job. There is no frame rate issues when you're playing the game as well. The particle physics are beautiful. The draw distances are well done here. Everything that I would expect from PC that's being ported over has been. Everything from the clear text to the actual way the ground is, basically the buildings themselves, right down to the monsters that you may see. It's all done with, it looks like, with a lot of love and a lot of passion. This is a beautiful game, one that you kind of wish you could spend a little bit more time wandering around, and definitely something that has been looked into carefully. So what about the sound? Well, the same level of passion and care has been transported over into the audio. Everything from the actual pulling out of a bow to the actual slice of an axe has been done beautifully. The background music of an orchestral switching to a more moody gothic battle sort of stance works really well for the game. They have been careful about how the audio works with this game, and it does give you the sense and authenticity and atmosphere that you would need when playing such a game. The voice acting is top notch. The grumpy, moody narrative at the beginning, which gives you an understanding of the story or the mission at hand, blending towards the female light-hearted voice, which tells you whether or not you've had a good run or a bad run, is perfectly in mood with the game. And this leads me on to the rating of the game. Now, I rate games in order of avoid, rent, great purchase, and must own. My rating for this game, Mordheim, City of the Damned, is great purchase for the following points. The Warhammer fans were going to love this because it's got authentic atmosphere and a perfect visual style. The game itself can be really tense and exciting, and it has a really in-depth character development which will hold your interest throughout the game. There are some bad points, however. It can be a little unforgiving and a bit overwhelming. However, if you stick with it, you will be rewarded. There are some minor loading issues, but hopefully that can be solved with a patch. It's currently out on Xbox Live right now for $29.99. This is something that I would recommend. Now then, what do you think of this? Am I correct? Do you disagree? Have you brought it? How did you find the factions? Please leave your comments below and your thoughts. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you soon.